Jalen Ramsey apparently said that Deebo Samuel is a top 3 wide receiver in the NFL. I mean, it's not an outrageous claim. He was an all-pro wide receiver along with 2 other guys, so that would make him top 3 according to his peers. Still though, what do you think? What do you think?
So this one's a little bit tough because Jalen Ramsey said Adams number 1, Tyreek number 2, Deebo 3,
Tyreek?
Tyreek Hill, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Tyreek Hill 2, Deebo 3, and then of course he threw
No
in
love
his
for Cooper
teammates.
Kupp.
Well, he put in OBJ and Cooper Kupp at 4 and 5 because those were his teammates, right?
Okay. Like, that's
So
your teammate, dude. What are you doing?
I know. So I think he was going more from like tough to cover type perspective. And so obviously he doesn't cover those guys. So
Right.
that's where I think he was coming from. But when you look at it, I mean, there's a lot of really good receivers. The guys that we just mentioned, obviously you have Chase, Hopkins, Diggs, Jefferson, AJ Brown. Like there's a lot of really good pure receivers that might be better pure receivers than Deebo.
Yeah.
That being said, out of all of them, Deebo is the best overall football player
Right.
out of all those
Right.
players. Okay.
So I agree with that. But
That
if
has to
if
account
you
for
said
some
like
things.
just wide receiver, like take away all the running back stuff Deebo Samuel does, is he a top 3 wide receiver?
Right.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
probably not.
I don't know.
Probably not.
But it
But
doesn't really matter.
well, even then, Grant, he was 5th in receiving yards last
Yes.
year. You remember when he was like approaching 1,000 yards super early in the season, and then it was like I felt like he was 50 yards away for 4 games
Yeah,
because
no,
they just stopped using him.
his yards after the catch is stupid. The thing with Deebo is like he's not the best route runner, although he's a good one. He's not the fastest wide receiver, although he's very fast. But even like so you could find corners like Jalen Ramsey who could probably cover Deebo. But you just being able to cover him isn't even nearly enough. Can you tackle him? No, you can't. You can't tackle him. So now you're screwed. So that's what's so amazing about Deebo is like you could probably it's probably tougher to cover Cooper Kupp or Tyreek or Devontae Adams, but Deebo has this whole other element where it's like, okay, you could cover him, I guess, but you can't tackle him. You could probably tackle Devontae Adams. You could probably tackle Cooper Kupp, but you can't tackle Deebo Samuel. So who's really more valuable? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And not only that, Deebo, by the way, was I think what was he, 5th in all purpose yards? No, not even. No, he was like 3rd in all purpose yards. Like he was 5th in receiving yards and 3rd in all purpose yards. Yeah, 3rd in all purpose yards in the whole NFL. That's running backs, that's everybody included. Yeah, Debo's top 3. Like he's top, but here's what's interesting about that, Grant. If we're going just off of Jalen's list, what happened to the top 2 guys this offseason?
They got dealt.
They got dealt, right?
Maybe he's trying to speak
So
that into existence.
I don't. Yeah, maybe I don't
I
know.
think he had like damn near 1,000 yards by week 8 or 9. He went crazy. And then the Niners totally changed his role where he was getting 10 catches a game. He went to getting like 5 catches and 5 carries. So I'm curious to see if that, I think he's going to stay doing that because that's how they win using him that way. Using him as a wide receiver, yeah, like he definitely can put up big numbers. But if you give him 10, 11 targets a game, he's going to drop 2, 3 passes.
Yeah, of course.
You know, like he's more of a wide back than a wide receiver. He's a good wide receiver. He's a great wide back. I guess is how I feel. A very good wide receiver. I wouldn't say he's a top 3. I'd rather have Justin Jefferson. If you're just talking wide receiver, player, obviously Deebo.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean that's no argument there as far as just a pat because that's the one thing, right? For as good as Deebo is, he does have the dropsies a little bit. And
Also, he
as a
doesn't
wide
score
receiver,
touchdowns in the air. Like he's not the guy you go to in the red zone.
right,
Unless you hand it off to him, then he'll
right.
probably score.
Yeah.
In fact,
Absolute weapon.